Life, in its very essence, is energy. Not static, not frozen, but a dynamic, flowing energy. And within this vast sea of energy, there arises something extraordinary, an awareness, a conscious presence observing the movement of itself. The movement of this life energy, this dance of existence, is perceived as awareness, as consciousness itself. In watching its own motion, this consciousness encounters a variety of tensions, charges, interactions within the energy field. These contrasts create what we come to understand as magnetic conditions. Through these, the electromagnetic field of life is woven, a living, breathing field of flux that is, in truth, life itself. As this field vibrates and flows, life appears to be observing itself, contemplating itself, participating in its own unfolding. These different electromagnetic charges give rise to varying densities, distinct layers within the field of life. And it is within these layers that the awareness begins to perceive dimensions, realms of form and experience, each nested within the greater flux. These formations carry their own patterns, familiar rhythms, recognizable shapes, and it is as if the consciousness of life itself, the grand self-awareness of existence, is both shaping and perceiving these patterns. These fractal-like forms, layered and textured, crystallize into what we could recognize as the material world, the seemingly solid, tangible reality. Yet, as this consciousness continues its exploration, it moves through these layers, witnessing the varied densities and forms of energy within this vast flux field. In this journey, patterns emerge, forms that, while flowing, appear to carry a sense of solidity. They seem rigid, they seem stable, and we, as observers within this grand field, interpret these formations as the reality we inhabit. And as we encounter these patterns, we begin to perceive them as different levels, different layers of existence. Each level offering a unique experience, a perspective within the ever-unfolding whole. But here is a gentle reminder. These layers, these densities, these realities are not truly separate from the whole. They are not isolated fragments, they are expressions of the same living field, different notes in the same melody. And as we, as seemingly separate beings, come into contact with these various expressions of energy, we might encounter a kind of tension, a moment where something feels tight, resistant, or challenging. In these moments, there is an invitation to pause, to rest in silence, and to allow a spacious, non-attached presence to arise within us. In that quiet openness, there is fertile ground for creativity to bloom. And from this creativity, new realities, new ways of perceiving may gently emerge. The tensions we feel, the densities we encounter, can unfold into new potentials when we allow ourselves to soften into silence. In this space, our perception naturally begins to shift, not through force, not through control, but through a quiet metamorphosis. And as perception shifts, our relationship to the environment, to the whole of flux field of life, transforms as well. This is the true art of creativity. It is the practice of introspection and extrospection, a deep contemplation that holospection invites. It is an opportunity to recognize the creative spark within us, the divine potential flowing through our very being. We begin to see that we are part of a living network of information, constantly reconfiguring itself in the non-dimensional reality of existence. And as we attune to this understanding, we come to realize that we have the potential to see the so-called world of form, of matter, of material existence, not as fixed, not as rigid, but as a fluid and divine interplay between matter and spirit, form and formlessness. They are not opposites, but one and the same. And in their unity, they reveal the profound truth of no-thingness. In this realization, we touch the heart of our creative nature. We begin to understand that life itself is an ongoing act of creation, a constant unfolding of patterns and potentials. The energetic tensions we once experienced as obstacles become the very catalysts for transformation. They invite us to pause, to enter into stillness, and to allow new expressions of reality to emerge from the depths of our awareness. And so, as seemingly separate beings, we step into recognition of our God-like nature, not as something external, but as an intimate part of who we are. We discover that the highways of information running through us are always in motion, always reorganizing, always alive with potential. In this awareness, we embrace the opportunity to change our outlook, to soften our perception of the world around us, to recognize the fluid dance of life. This is the path of holistic contemplation, of holokinetics. It is the invitation to experience life not as a series of fixed points, but as a continuous, emergent play of energy and awareness. To see existence as a seamless tapestry where the distinctions between form and formlessness dissolve into the unity of being. Here, in this space of open wonder, we not only find ourselves, but the living field of reality itself, a field that is forever new, forever unfolding.